Hello and welcome to 5 minutes on the rheumatology, musculoskeletal and trauma statement. In websites, if we go to the rheumatology and orthopedic specific links, the ARC link contains a wealth of really useful information. Click on arthritis info and go to publications for people with arthritis and publications for medical professionals. You might like to look at both the hands-on and the topical reviews section. For example, here are the NICE and BSR guidelines on the management of rheumatoid arthritis. And as you can see, it's actually a summary. 2 influential and informative reports have been published recently. A quick look at topical reviews. And here, entheses, enthesitis and enthesopathy, term increasingly used by the rheumatologist, with an excellent summary, perfect for GPs and GP trainees. Bandelier, as always, has a different take on things. What works for back pain, acupuncture for back pain. This link is an excellent example of how the BMJ is not the only source of information for doctors and how you need to be looking at a balanced selection of material in any area. And this says that the DEXA scanning comments and the effectiveness of treatment being questionable comments are things that they don't agree with, and this is their response. So moving on to that. Gives you a different viewpoint, vital for GPs. Don't forget that the CKS has some really useful resources, ranging from heavy-duty things like ankylosing spondylitis and DMARDs to falls, gout, leg cramps, and so on. Another illustration of the spiral nature of the curriculum is this link to the Musculoskeletal Services Framework. Most of us may not want to read this, but for those with a special interest or those putting this specifically into their PDP may want to look at that link. And we also have the Wheeler's textbook online of orthopedics for those who love detail. As always, the introduction and the UK health priorities are accessed via the notes pane, which you can just drag across. And as you can see, it's been summarized and mentions it's 15 to 20% of GP consultations are problems in this area. In the UK health priorities, the NHS improvement plan for England forms a link from there and talks about people with chronic conditions and how the NHS is coordinating its response. And many may not be familiar with the AIMA standards of care, which focuses on various conditions and are downloadable from this site. Working your way around the map will give you things in a structured format, starting off with primary care management and what we're expected to be able to do, including the various health professionals that we're meant to work with. This gives their role and qualifications and so on in a lot more detail, which I think is useful, as appropriate referrals can only be made if we know what other people's capabilities are. The knowledge base talks about individual conditions, and here's an example of how you can access additional resources. For example, under back pain, I'll put in a link to the excellent BMJ 10-minute consultation, which can bring things to life by having a real case. A 43-year-old man I woke a few hours ago with severe lower back pain, which radiates to his right buttock. How would you handle this case? And as always, it gives you an excellent thumbnail sketch of how to manage things. And if we go on to this e-guideline, this link of course is something that you can all subscribe to free as doctors, and I'm a big fan of actually reading these summaries by experts in the field, as the actual original guidance is actually rather long and difficult to digest on first acquaintance. So work your way around the map. Don't forget that this also includes trauma, this particular statement, and this is a link to the excellent and amusing trauma.org. And being a doctor involves not just knowing about diseases, but having these different approaches and orientations. On the left of the map, let's just have a quick look at the psychomotor skills. 2 high-quality links are the ARC's excellent booklet, which is now available online. And though geared more for medical students, these 36 pages actually are excellent revision for us all. And finally, the joint zone. When this page opens up, go in on this side under free browsing. Go down to the video compilation, choose your examination, in this case McMurray's, and look at the excellent and succinct video. Thanks for listening, hope that was useful.